All right, everybody, welcome back to Watch Darius TV. I am back with another review, and this one is of Gen V Season 1, Episode 4, The Whole Truth. If you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video for all things Gen V. I'll be doing a review of the rest of the season, so let's begin with this review, okay? So the episode starts with, I think this character's name is Andrea. I usually can't pronounce her name correctly. I call her India. But anyway, Andrea, she's trying to figure out basically how Sam escaped and how he killed the security guard that was basically watching after his cell. She sees that Emma has left around her shoe after basically helping Sam escape. So she's starting to spend most of this episode piecing together as to how in the world was Sam able to escape from his cell. Maria, Andre, Kate, and Jordan are trying to figure out, trying to find Emma, trying to figure out where she's been to. They're nervous, they're scared, they're thinking that she may have possibly been killed. Andre also ends up finding out while they're hunting for Emma that he's also ranked number 1. So there's that. Kate thinks that they're completely in over their heads when it comes on this whole mission anyway, when it comes down to getting Sam out of the woods. So that's how this episode starts out. Them trying to figure out where Kate went, where Emma went, and see what's going on there, hoping that she's not dead. Sam takes Emma to like this like drive-in movie theater, and Emma comes clean and tells Sam that basically Luke just offed himself. So of course Sam, he doesn't take this well. He's going through issues and stuff like that. So he's done with the mourning of his brother and all this other stuff like that. So Emma confronts Sam and says she won't leave him. She comforts him and says that she won't leave him. And it seems like there's going to be a possible love interest between Sam and Emma. That's what they really hinted throughout this episode. So I most likely see that that's going to be like a new relationship going on there. Even though Sam has issues, I don't really know how well this is going to really work out. Emma has issues of her own, but it seemed like that's what they're going for in this episode. We finally see Tech Knight, and and in the comic books, he is like a parody of like a parody mix of Iron Man and Batman, with this like type of weird type of sex addiction he has in the comic books, and he even has like this scene where he basically like has sex with like a meteor. So the comic books are crazy. They were writing all kind of nonsense in that stuff. I mean, some of it was cool, but the comic books had a lot of outrageous stuff in there. And then basically throughout the episode, Tech Knight says a lot of weird type of references, like saying plunging into the depths and stuff like that. So basically a reference to weird stuff he was doing in the comic book. So they really hint at that throughout his dialogue and stuff like that. We also see more weird stuff later on in the episode that he does. We'll get into that later. Let me see. On Gen V, also he has he seems like instead of being like a superhero on the Gen V TV show, he has like he has his own type of crime investigation show instead of him being like an actual hero. I believe in the comic books he was a part of Payback, which was the Avengers type of parody in the boys in the boys comic book. There was like this Avengers type of team. Basically it was like a parody of the Avengers, and I believe that he was a part of that. But clearly Gen V is doing things a bit different. Instead of him being a part of some type of superhero team, he has like his own TV show or whatever like that, some type of crime show like Snapped, talking about different type of relationship Soups had or whatever like that. But anyway, so Andrea says most people end up hurt or dead after being interrogated by Tech Knight, and he seems to be more dangerous than his comic book self. His comic book self seemed to just be some weird sex addicted dude, but this guy seems more lethal. He can really sense and tell as to when you're lying to give him some type of superpower. I believe in the comic books he was just a human, but on in the TV show he has like this like type of lie, like a human lie detector test type of power, kind of similar to like maybe like a Matt Murdock in a way. I guess he can just really detect even the slightest little thing that you could do that can prove that you're lying. So that's really interesting, that he can do that. Really nice skill. Tech Knight plans to pin Luke's death on one of the students to cover up the truth, basically. So he wants to pin Luke's death on one of the students here and figure out who he can pretty much do that to. He even wants to talk to Sam, so he spends this episode planning on just doing that. So he clearly shows that this Tech Knight guy is not a good person at all. Andre tells Kate that his dad knows about the woods, and he's starting to look at his dad differently now. Everything's been going on, all this weird stuff going on with these students being abducted and being experimented on in the woods. So Andre is having a more stressful relationship with his dad. He's not getting along with him, so that stuff is going on. Andre has this type of relationship with his dad, like like most fathers are trying to live through their sons, or a parent trying to live through their child. That's kind of the thing that's going on with Andre and his father, uh, Polarity. I can't pronounce. I forgot his name, but basically that's the relationship they seem to have, like this type of father who's like past his prime and like some type of sport, and he's trying to live through his son. We also get a She-Hulk parody in this episode when Tech Knight is going through his episodes talking about something going on between some lovers quarrel, and when you see a She-Hulk parody, so I like how they threw that in there. Maria goes to a psychic, and his name is Rufus, and she goes to help in finding Emma, and but instead he tries to use his powers to sleep with Marie, and she pretty much just completely puts an end to his sex life and just completely just turns his privates into, like, when you put a hot dog in a microwave and it just kind of like blows up. But basically she does the same thing to him with his that thing down there. And the guy is basically like, I guess you could say he's like Quagmire with Professor X powers. He like some type of clairvoyant. He have all these different types of mental powers and stuff. And instead, I guess he tries to use it to hypnotize women into sleeping with him. So that completely fails. So, but Jordan comes in to help Maria out with this weirdo, and they end up having a discussion. And Jordan tells Maria that Tech Knight is on campus and he's really dangerous, and he can really end up sniffing out whatever type of lie she might have. So we see also in this episode there's a relationship building between Marie and Jordan. So there's that. Whether it's friendly or possible relationship is kind of unknown, but there's that. Andre and his father Polarity have an interview with Tech Knight about Golden Boy's death. Tech also talks to Jordan, Kate. Kate was going to try to use her powers to, I guess, hypnotize him, but he completely threatens her real quick and shuts that completely down. I guess they're just going to edit that out, him just threatening to cut her hand off. So I don't know what was up with that, but he says a lot of weird stuff throughout these interviews. I don't know if that stuff gets edited out or anything like that, but yeah. And Tech ends up finding out that Andre is dating Golden Boy's ex-girlfriend, Kate. So Andre ends up pretty much going off, completely just tears Tech Knight a new one, and he quits the interview. So there's that. Sam and Emma seem to be getting closer. Sam seems to hear noises in his head. We have a scene where he's like hearing like these voices in his head, like something's going on with, it's some from what he had to go through when he was in the woods. So, but they basically spend the episode getting more closer and closer and closer. So there's that. Let me see. I just say India. I can't pronounce this woman's name. India asks Marie about Emma's location, so she basically knows that something's going on with Emma, that she's been hiding out. So she knows something's going on there. So she's trying to sniff out and see what's going on here. I'm guessing Indira is kind of like the girl from The Boys, the one that can like explode people's heads. I forgot her name, but I'm guessing that she's sort of like that, except she's human, and she has like she just snooping around. Or maybe she's like Littlefinger from Game of Thrones. She's always thinking ahead and plotting and stuff like that behind closed doors. She has to make up for the fact that she's human by being very cunning, I guess, and that's what this character's supposed to be. Maybe she's like a female Lex Luthor or something. I don't know. But she definitely always has some type of plan. She's always snooping and trying to figure out what's going on. She's also basically the one that's, running the woods and, having these students abducted and experimented on. So, yeah, definitely she's going to be some type of main antagonist, I can tell, coming into the show. Tech Knight talks to Marie's class about interrogation tactics and skills, and he decides to interrogate Marie. So Marie admits to basically telling the truth that Jordan is the one that stopped Golden Boy. So that completely takes all the shine off of her. She finally comes clean about it. And there's that. Tech Knight says he will pin Golden Boy's death on India. And he goes to tell about Sam escaping the woods and and basically just trying to pin everything on her. And I already had a feeling that she was going to have something planned for him. We didn't know exactly what it was, but she was going to plan something on him. It's something from the comic books. I'll get into that later. Sam has thoughts in his head, like sort of like Black Noir. He's having like visions in his head, kind of like how Black Noir was doing back in The Boys in the last season. Just having some sort of mental breakdown, and they tell him to basically kill Doctor Cardoza. I hope I pronounced his name right. And Sam, he's just having a complete mental breakdown throughout this episode. Emma tries her best to be able to stop him, but he just basically like super jumps away, and there's that. So Emma has to find some way to be able to stop him from basically just slaughtering most likely a bunch of people to get to the doctor. Andre crushes his dad's statue, and Kate comforts him. He's going through something. He's sad about everything that's been going on with his dad and with his friend passing. So their relationship is definitely growing, even though it's kind of weird that he's hooking up with his best friend's girlfriend, but their relationship is getting closer. Jordan doesn't want Maria to basically just totally crucify herself by telling the truth that she was the one that did not stop Golden Boy. She didn't want Maria to go through that, even though technically Jordan always wanted the fame. She didn't want Maria to just put herself out there like that by telling the truth. And Jordan just ends up morphing into her guy version of herself, and she kisses Marie, and it just I don't know. It just seemed like it just happened randomly. I didn't. They seemed like they were friends, and then she just morphs into her guy self, and then just kisses her. I don't know what that was all about. It seemed very random. Just a random relationship just forming between these two. I don't know what that's. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That just seemed like it just came out of nowhere. But okay, because it seemed like they were just enemies in the last episode, but whatever. Anyway, so Emma comes in and tells Marie about Sam going completely AWOL and just, he's going after the doctor, and Jordan knows where the doctor lives, so they all team up to go and stop Sam. India tells Tech that he has like a small like tumor in his brain, which is pretty interesting because his comic book self has the same issue going on, which well, anybody that read the comic books, you already know what happened with that. His powers seem to like I think she was trying to say his powers come from the tumor, or maybe the tumor has some type of effect on him. I don't remember what she exactly said, but anyway, she shows him a video of him just basically humping all different types of items. He has sex with the car, some things used to dry your hands when in the bathroom when you dry your hands off for using the bathroom, but just basically having sex with whatever item he can, just like his comic book self. And she basically sort of blackmails him with that, to leave the campus. Like either you're going to leave the campus, or I'm going to release this video of you basically just having non-unconsensual sex with a bunch of items. So, it just definitely knocks him off his pedestal, his arrogant pedestal of bullying people with his powers and stuff like that. So it's almost like she sort of became like a female Billy Butcher, blackmailing a soup, to stop committing a crime or whatever like that. So that was interesting to see India sort of step up and protect her students and herself. So yeah. The doctor comes home, well, even though she runs the woods, she's not all that protective, but that was a pretty clever way to get her to leave the campus. The doctor comes home and Sam is there, and Sam is completely going insane. It looks like he's about to almost try to murder this man and his family. But Andre, Marie, Jordan, Kate, and Emma, they come to stop him. And they sort of like turn into like the Teen Titans because they all team up together to fight Sam and to stop him. And Emma ends up being the real MVP of this episode because she ends up sort of like turning into like Ant-Man in that one scene in that Captain America movie where he turned completely big at that airport scene, like in one of them Captain America movies. She turns big and she holds him down and stops him. So this is also the first time I've ever seen anybody with the power to like turn big and they have like no clothes on. Because most superheroes usually they got a super suit that could grow with them. This is the first time we see somebody with that power, how it's really like to have the power to grow. You're not going to be able to fit your clothes, you know what I'm saying? So Anyway, she was able to stop him and, finally showing a new version of her power, which is pretty cool. And, Marie basically says that they're, I don't know what happened at the end of this episode, but the scene sort of cuts to Maria. She's waking up in bed with Jordan, and Jordan is in her like female version of herself. So I'm guessing Maria is bisexual, I'm assuming. But anyway, the episode just cuts to that, and that's in the episode. I don't know what was up with that. That was kind of a weird ending, but this episode was really good. I gotta say, I really liked it. It was a lot of twists and turns went on. I love Emma's character. She really became an MVP in this episode. I don't really have a whole lot of theory as to what's going to happen next, but it was a really well written, dope episode, and I like that they brought the character Tech Knight, made a new version of him instead of him being like a cross between Batman and Iron Man. They made a newer version of that, so that was really clever. I like that. And yeah, this episode was really good, well written. I did not know what was going to happen. A lot of twists and turns, and it was really dope. If you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video for all things Gen V. If you got any type of theories as what you think is going to happen in the next episode, comment below. And thank you for watching my video.